Hello, welcome to another verbing class. Tonight's class is a conversation class. The topic, El Chapo. This class is going to get us ready for a debate tomorrow night. We'll get started shortly once students arrive in the class.
Hi Simon, how are you?
Hi Franco. I'm feeling better. Where are you from?
I'm from Brazil.
Brazil. Hola. Welcome.
Welcome.
Most of my students in the evening are from Brazil.
Yeah, I can imagine why.
So, do you know much about El Chapo?
No, I don't.
You're going to find out in this class because we're going to watch a short video about
All
El.
right.
Do you know much about drugs, like illicit drugs?
Well, I don't know much about drugs, but I know what I hear in the news and I read in the journals.
Okay, well
Newspaper.
that should be enough because this guy is a big-time drug lord. So it's a very interesting story.
Is it true? Is it veridic?
Well, I'll tell you what, open up that link. I want you to get
Right.
ready. We're not going to watch the video yet, but we're going to watch it in about 3 minutes. Hello, Edson.
Hi.
Hello, sir. I just put a link in the chat. Could you open up the link, please, Edson?
Okay.
This time tomorrow night, guys, we're going to have a debate, and the debate is going to be based on the information we discuss here today. So if you can make it, I highly suggest you reserve a spot in tomorrow night's debate class.
All right.
It's a lot of fun. Let's see, how many people do we have for tomorrow? Oh, we still got plenty of seats left. There's only 3 reserved so far. All right, Edson, do you have the link open?
What?
Do
Oh
you
yeah.
have the link open?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's downloaded my page now.
All right, well, we're going to watch it soon. I just want to wait 1 more minute, and then if nobody else is here on time, we'll just start without them. It's going to be a very interesting topic. When you're watching the video, I want you to ask yourself, who are the main characters or actors? And when I say actors or
Can you
characters,
start now?
I'm talking about you can identify these people as having a relative importance in the conversation. So what is most of the time spent discussing or whom? So ask yourself, who are the main characters or actors? And also ask yourself, what are the main issues or concerns? Okay, so I'll tell you what, guys, I'm not going to wait for anybody else to get here. Let's go ahead and start watching the video. It's going to take about 4 or 5 minutes, and I'm going to mute myself while we're watching it.
back to Hannity. Earlier today, Mexican authorities announced the recapture of the notorious drug lord El Chapo.
All right. Edson, have you finished watching? Franco, have you finished watching? Okay, Franco.
Oh, it's over now.
I'll give you 2 minutes, and I want you to tell me. Well, I want you to tell me a couple of things. So there's 2 questions I asked you to think about. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to discuss this. But what are the main actors in this story, and what are the main issues or concerns?
All right, so the main actors are the TV anchor and the commentaries, and also especially the drug dealer, which was in the Mexico prison.
Okay, so TV anchors and drug dealer are main actors. I would say that's pretty good. And what are some of the main concerns?
My opinion is that this drug dealer he cannot be imprisoned in Mexico because he's so powerful there. He's so rich that he can bribe the guards, and also if they want to, if the guards don't accept this, he can also threaten them by saying that he can kill his family. So I see that in Mexico there is no security enough to deal with this specific guy. He's so powerful there that he might go to and being so powerful there, he can keep his freedom and sell drugs to Americans. So they are talking about to put him in a jail in the USA, which would be more security.
Well, if he's as rich and powerful as people say he is, couldn't he bribe U.S. prison officials?
In my opinion, he could bribe them too, but I don't know. He might not be just as powerful in USA because probably he won't have so an access so easily to his contacts and to his bank account, maybe.
I don't know. One thing about prisons anywhere in the world is people can always bring things into the prison, always have.
Yeah, that's true.
Things are always being smuggled in. There's always prison escapes. So if this guy's a billionaire, they say he is, I don't think he'd mind throwing around $10 million to get out of prison.
Yeah.
That's my thought. All
I
right.
agree.
Thank you. Edson,
Yep.
you've got 2 minutes. I want you to tell me the main actors in the story, some that maybe Franco hasn't talked about, and also the concerns and issues of the story, maybe something that Franco hasn't mentioned.
That guy is a drug dealer and is very rich, but what amazed me was the fact that he was being captured by many times, and if he has a lot of money, Why don't just pay to leave the prison? Just
Well, he did
he.
the
But I mean,
first time.
he did like a gap to leave the prison, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just it.
Okay. Edson, what's this guy's name?
El Capo, something like this.
El Chapo.
El Chapo, yeah.
That's a name I won't soon forget. Now, apparently,
Why
well, I
not?
don't say too much right now because other students, I want to give them a chance to tell me what they thought. Can you tell me something else that happened they talked about in this story?
He killed many people. He killed many people, and I don't remember exactly what else because I didn't have the opportunity to finish watching the video.
Okay, that's
But
okay.
just
Well, let me go to David. David.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
David, the students have already spoken about the video. What else can you tell us that they haven't mentioned already?
Well, the main concern is that this guy is gonna end up being in a prison that is not secure. It's not secure enough to keep him in jail because he has money and there is a lot of corruption in the system, in the Mexican system. So they want to extradite him to the United States. And they also mentioned something that is kind of connected but not connected at the same time. They mentioned about the abuse of drugs in the United States, and I think it's not connected because even though this guy is one of the um, drug lords, he has a lot of money, a lot of connections with the United States. The drug abuse is not connected to. It's not really connected to the producer. I think there is not it's not a connection. It's like a blaming the Budweiser or Corona for alcoholics. That's how it works. You know what I mean? So there's not a connection between that, and it's very poorly throw at the. I mean, you can tell this guy is just wants to make a statement, but there's no uh, basis. There's no facts on his statement. He just throw, oh, we need to build this wall from Mexico. That's so stupid. I mean,
Well,
well,
they've already built the wall.
he's a reporter. He's a reporter, and he's so.
Well, that's a little biased. I mean, let's state the
Right.
fact. There's
Right. I
already some sort of a wall or fence on the
Well,
southern.
that's not gonna help the solution. I mean, that's not the solution. It won't have a solution. I mean, because it's not. They want to find another way. They would probably by air, by ocean. Who knows?
We'll get into that shortly in the
So,
discussion, but you're right. Write all this down, David, because when we do the role play,
right.
this is some good stuff here. But let's talk about a couple of things. So there's already some sort of a fence wall along the Mexican-U.S. border. They've also talked about making a bigger wall like they have in Israel, where it's 20 feet tall, it's concrete. It's pretty well impossible to easily get past it. Some of them have said, well, we should build one to the north, too. And, it's very expensive, it's very silly, and as David said, there's other ways in. All right, Francisco.
Hi, teacher.
Hello, sir. I'm glad you make it here, because you're from Mexico, correct?
Yeah.
So you probably hear too much about this already.
Yeah.
Well, you can give us a unique perspective because you're from Mexico, so you will know a lot more than us, and I think that I'm glad you're here. Now, one thing I thought in the video is it was a little bit insensitive at times, a little bit insulting to the Mexicans. What's your take on the video?
Well, I'm going to relate a little about the video. It's about Joaquin Chapo Guzman. Is a Mexican drug lord. He has been selling this kind of uh, well, heroin, methamphetamines, and all kind of drugs. Um, he's been selling this for a long time. He has captured twice for Mexican authorities, but uh, he escaped from the prisons. The last one, he there they dig a long channel from well, it was a length of 1 mile
That was
in
pretty
length.
impressive.
Yeah, it was tons and tons of earth, and nobody noticed that. This is the second time that he escaped from prison, so the Mexican government was very concerned. They have a lot of well, it was an embarrassing act because uh, there isn't any prison to hold this guy because he's very rich. He's a billionaire. Um, he has a lot of contacts. Unfortunately, the Mexican government can't do anything. There's a lot of corruption here in Mexico too. So, well, unfortunately, this last Friday, Chapo Guzman was recaptured again. He's in prison, and maybe Mexico is going to extradite this guy to the United States because they they need to do that.
Okay, very good. So I'm going to do some role playing now, and I want everybody to be involved. So obviously one of the roles is going to be El Chapo. Somebody's going to play the role of El Chapo. Someone's going to play the role of an FBI director. Now, Francisco, I'm looking for some people who would play some key roles in Mexico. So who are people responsible for El Chapo and making sure he stays in prison? Would it be like the Mexican director of prisons? What are some titles here?
Um, if I want to be the what teacher for role?
Who's in charge of El Chapo?
Well, the Mexican government, or right now the Mexican government has a shop in jail.
Yeah, but who in the Mexican government?
Well, he's in a famous jail, Almoloya de Juárez. It's a
Okay.
famous prison.
So a Mexican prison director.
Yeah, well, I don't remember the Mexican director of the prison.
Okay. Well, guys, these are the roles I think we have here. Am I missing anybody? Would we have another actor in this role play? Who am I missing?
Maybe the other guy from TV, the commentaries.
Well, we probably only need one news anchor because I don't want to mimic that kind of conversation. It's very
Okay.
adversarial. So we've got El Chapo, the drug dealer. We've got an FBI director. So FBI is kind of like a national police force. They deal with government corruption. They deal with crime that crosses state borders. You've got the Mexican prison director. He's in charge of prisons in Mexico and all that sort of stuff. And then we have a news anchor. Okay, so let me ask, who wants to play the role of El Chapo?
Okay, I can play the role.
Francisco, you'll probably be the best person too because, well, you've been hearing all the news. Okay, who wants to play the Mexican prison director? Okay,
I can
Frank.
do that. Yeah, I can do that.
FBI director? David, you want to be the FBI director or news anchor?
Doesn't matter to me.
Good, because I already made a decision.
An executive decision.
Yeah, when you guys are too slow to answer, I just make a decision. Oh, I'm not El Chapo. That's wrong. Right, so these are the people we have here. So this, well, you know what we should have done, right? We should have had Sean Penn.
Yeah, he was missing. I was about to mention that.
So instead of FBI director, let's do Sean Penn.
No, we don't know if that really happens. Yeah.
Oh, we'll just make it up. It's role play. You guys can do whatever you want with it. Okay? All right, so we have Francisco's going to play the role of El Chapo. David's going to play the role of Sean Penn.
He's gonna sue me.
Yeah, Franco will be Mexican prison director, and I can be, I guess, the news anchor. Well, here we are tonight, broadcasting live in Houston, Texas, with a very, very important story here tonight. We have with us Sean Penn, actor, singer, impersonator. And we have with us also, live from satellite from a secure location, El Chapo, billionaire, alleged drug dealer from Mexico, in Mexico. And we also have Mexico's prison director with us as well. And we're going to discuss this situation, the concerns, and any issues. First, I would like to actually talk to El Chapo and find out what all the fuss is over. El Chapo, can you tell us what the fuss is about?
What is the? Pardon me. The fuss is about what?
Well, yeah, what's all the fuss about? Why is everybody concerned about you escaping from prison?
Recently I escaped from prison because I was I came here to be in a jail, so I planned this escape. It was a amazing escape because we had to do a lot of work, but finally I'm out.
Okay, so I understand you've been accused of some crimes, some drug dealing. But I don't get it. People escape from prison all the time. Why is this such a big deal? I'd like to talk to Franco. Why is this such a big deal?
Well, I guess it's because this guy over there is so powerful, and he has an empire of drugs, and we are all concerned about our young teenagers that might be go to the wrong path of drugs. So this man is not good for society anywhere.
Yes, but a lot's been made up about this guy and that nobody can keep him in prison. Can you guys keep him in prison?
I'm sure we'll be able to do that. Even if we have to develop a new kind of cell for him, I'm sure that this can be done here in our prison.
Yeah, because some have said, I'm hearing this is conversation from Mexico itself, that let's send him to the U.S. We don't have to worry about it. Don't people escape from U.S. prisons?
They do, but not from my prison.
Okay, thank you very much, Franco. And Sean, how did you get involved in this? Are you buddies with El Chapo?
Well, I went to Mexico to meet El Chapo because I want to have a conversation with him for possible information in terms of a possible probably movie or something. It was mainly um, for work.
But you've met him before, haven't you?
Um,
To
where's my
make a book?
what is my lawyer?
Well, I just wanted to know, Sean, were you aware that he was an escaped felon and that the Mexican authorities were looking for him when you met him?
I keep aside all that information because I'm not really well informed in his. I know that he is a runaway from the legal system in Mexico, but doesn't mean that he is. I'm not aware of that. My only interest was to get to know him, to write a book, or probably impossible, and to make a movie of the life.
Okay.
I'm not putting any judgment in this interview, so I hope you also abstain from putting any judgment and be more transparent.
No, this is Fox News Network. We are very, very biased, so I'm afraid you're on the wrong network for that. So I would like to go to El Chapo. El Chapo, I understand that you met Sean Penn when you were 15 in Mexico.
Yes, and we have some relation. We are friends.
You dated the same girlfriend too, I believe.
Pardon me?
Is it true that you also dated the same girl, or that you both? Well, I don't know if you both dated the same girl, but one of your ex-girlfriends was also a friend of Sean as well. Is that true?
Well, yeah, no, we are just friends. We are just friends. We have some girls in common, but sometimes we share girls, but they are only friends. So this is the reason.
So why did you get into drugs? I understand that from my sources, you claim that there was no alternative for you.
Yes, my family. Well, I come from a very poor family. There was no option. There was no work. I think I've been a victim here and a victimizer too. Here in Mexico, we don't have enough money or we don't have the position to get a better work. So it was easy for me to get involved in drugs. Uh, well, that's that. It was easy for me to get some money, but most of the time, the money that I get, I try to help poor people too.
Okay. Franco, I know it seems like it's more of this is your life rather than a show about an accused drug lord. What are your why is El Chapo serving time in jail, and what is his sentence?
Well, El Chapo also murdered a lot of people, so his sentence is death penalty.
Mhm.
So if he comes to USA, he will go to the electric chair for sure, because we cannot allow this guy to be in prison for much more time. He's too dangerous for us.
Well, if he was that dangerous, you've had him in jail for a couple of years. Why not put him to the chair right away? What took so long?
We tried that time, but he had some.
Work?
Sorry?
Did the electricity not work?
No, he had some great lawyers, and he was able to avoid the electric chair. But now he had committed more crimes, so he won't be able to escape this time. I'm sure of that.
What did you think of his escape attempt?
Well, I guess he had spent a lot of money to make this tunnel and to bribe the guards. And for me being a prison director, and I'd say that's a shame for my colleagues in Mexico to allow this to happen. And well, I don't know what are his how he's powerful there, but
Well, let's ask him. We've got him right here, El Chapo. I mean, how did you escape? I mean, building a tunnel, I mean, it's not. Look, I've tried building it when I was a kid too, and these things aren't easy. You've got to make sure it's secure. And in your case, you had to make sure all the tools were hidden. You had to make sure all the earth would not be discovered. How did you do this? Oh, has El Chapo already escaped?
I guess so.
El Chapo? I think he's just escaped, guys. El
He
Chapo
made
has escaped live on TV.
another live on TV. He made another tunnel under the Fox News.
I know.
He was fighting at you guys, you see?
Live here tonight, El Chapo has escaped while televised.
Yeah.
No, there he is. He's back. El Chapo, how did you escape? Tell us the details.
How did I escape?
Yeah.
Well, it was an easy work.
You made it look
So,
easy.
yeah, I have a lot of money and I have a lot of, I know a lot of people. I have some engineers, architects. I have everything here in Mexico. So for me, it's easy to invest in these kind of channels. We have dug some tunnels in Mexico to transfer drugs to the other side. You know, we're talking about.
Yeah, but where did you put the earth? Where did you hide all the dirt?
Well, it was like 200 trucks,
Trucks.
loads. Yeah, trucks or lorries.
You had
loaded
trucks?
200 trucks loaded with earth. It was easy because we built a barn, like a barn, and so it was easy to hide uh, those loads of earth. Well, this was like 2 or 3 months. So I think anybody noticed this movement.
That's amazing. Sean, you obviously had an opportunity to speak with El Chapo. Did he contact you, or did you contact him?
I think we both contacted each other, but I think I was the first one who contacted him this time.
Now, did you speak with your lawyers before you went down? Because you met him
You
down
might
at
go to jail too.
Safe House, didn't you?
Say it again? I met him, yeah, in Mexico when he was hidden in the jungle, I believe, and so I went there, and um, I was not doing anything illegal. I was not.
I think the State Department disagrees with you on those grounds.
Well, I was just meeting a person who had been accused of something, and that's it. It's like, I was visiting him. I don't have any connection with his work, any connection with his past.
Let me stop you for a minute there, Sean. Franco, was El Chapo not convicted of a crime when he escaped?
Of course he was. He was already in jail, so.
He's already in jail. So Sean, he actually was found guilty. He was in prison and he escaped, so there was definite guilt there.
There are many people who are in jail who are not criminals. It's just because the system is not system is infallible. So I cannot presume that this is the case.
Okay, let me talk to your buddy here. El Chapo, would you consider yourself a criminal?
Well, I don't think that I am a criminal because
Really?
well, because drugs are going to be on all sides. If I'm not here anymore, somebody is going to take my place, and drugs are going to be anywhere.
Okay, so if dealing drugs and killing people isn't illegal, what would you consider a crime to be?
Well, there are some criminals here in Mexico that are not in jail. We have politicians. We have politicians that rob that. Well, they steal money from poor people every day, and they are not in jail.
No, you just kill poor people.
Well, it's I don't know, maybe another thing to consider that I don't consider that I am uh, a criminal.
I think Franco would disagree with you there, and many people would too. I want to go back to Sean because Sean, you may not think he's proven guilty, but I understand that in the United States, at least, if you are, if you know the whereabouts of a felon on the run, and you do not alert the authorities, then you are considered an accomplice and can be charged.
I was on my role as a journalist.
Right.
That was my role, so I have my rights as a journalist. I cannot reveal my sources, and that was my role that I went to see a couple. It was not like a friendship thing. It was more like a business thing. So I want to write a book, maybe in the future to make a movie out of this. I want to get to the character. Probably I will portray him in the future. So that was my role. I was not involved in any. I don't know what was the reason he went to jail. I have an idea with he of the reasons, but I was not violating any law by doing this. It was just I met with a person in a Mexican play area, and I was not violating or breaking any law by doing that.
Well, I hate to tell you, but numerous journalists have been jailed for not revealing sources. But let's go back to Franco because I'd like to hear more about. So you've heard it here. Sean does not believe that it's been proven he's guilty, and El Chapo doesn't feel that he's a criminal. Do the people of Mexico believe that El Chapo is a bad person, or do they see him more of as a hero?
Well, first of all, in my opinion, these fellows here have a distorted vision of law. He is a criminal, and the journalist also has done an criminal activity. So beware of yourself. And well, in my opinion, the Mexican people don't like El Chapo because he killed many people there, and also because the image of Mexico is being damaged because of this guy.
Yeah.
He sells the country like a bad place to go. You might get killed by drug dealers, drug lords, and it's not safe to go there. Some people might think about this, think like this. So I would say that they don't like him, and I understand that he might do some favors to the local people, but this is like you are trying to solve an issue because you have done so many things, and you might try to alleviate your guilt. I don't know.
Good. Guys, take a look at the chat box. Oh, yeah, one thing. Next class starts in about 20 minutes. I have only one spot available if you guys want to attend, just letting you know. Franco, you're not going to play the role of El Chapo. Sean Penn, hello, that's me. Mexican prison director, that's going to be you, Francisco, because I'd like you to stay on the ground with, because you have a lot of knowledge, and I think you'd be great in that role. And David, I know you'd make a good Fox News anchor.
I'm gonna be a CNN. I don't want to be Fox News. I'm sorry.
It's not any better. Different, I mean.
It is different. You know that.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
So
Fox
I want to be a CNN.
CNN, well.
David Cooper. Here we go.
Oh, okay. You mean Anderson Cooper? At least get your CNN guys correct. It's Anderson Cooper.
I'm saying because I mean David Cooper.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to imagine a bit more. Okay, so here we go. David, you're going to have to start us off because you're David Cooper.
Welcome to a new edition of Tell the Truth or Die. We have now an amazing character in history, El Chapo. We have Champagne, as we know, as you're a well-known actor and human rights activist. We also have the Francisco, who is the prison director from Mexico, and we also have, and that's it. That's all. That's all right. Am I right? Yes. Okay. So let's start with Chapo. In America, you are the bad guy. In American, people hate you because you are in charge of these substances. They're producing these substances that kill many, many Americans, and not only Americans, but people all over the world. Is that title fair? You think you are being treated fair? Tell us. What do you think?
Well, I give what the people want to. I'm not forcing anyone to buy what I sell.
Mm-hmm.
So if they want to get the best quality products of this market, I'm the guy. I won't deny that.
Right. But wouldn't you be a better idea for you to use the same energy, the same amount of money, the same talents that you have, doing something more positive for the humanity? Saying, for
Well,
example, I don't know, investing in chemicals that would create something more positive. What do you think?
I think that I will show you my bank account and you see how much money that I make, and then you will not think like that. What do you say?
Plain and simple. Okay, let me talk now with. We can tell he's a man of. He's thinking about money. So then, you're not in a very good position with Chapo. But let me turn to the Mexican prison director Franco, who has been witnessed all these scandals in Mexico. What's going on in Mexico? Why is prisons are so permissible? I mean, what is that possible? What happened? What do you think is the real issue here, Franco?
Okay, Francisco.
Oh, Francisco, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, in the last days, we have recaptured Chapo Guzman. He's one of the well, he's the biggest drug dealer in Mexico and the world. We have committed two errors before. He had he has escaped from prison two times, but this third, we are going to contain him. Um he's going
I'm
to
gonna.
be in jail for a long time.
Mhm. But I'm gonna ask you a question, and I want you to honestly answer this question. Do you believe that Chapo staying in a Mexican prison is gonna be is a good um, is a good way to keep him in prison? Do you still trust the Mexican system?
Uh,
Honestly.
yes, I trust in the Mexican authorities. So we have rebuilt the jail where the Chapo Guzman is going to be. We have built a thicker floors, so he can he can dig any tunnels anymore. So I think he's going to be on.
Francisco, do you really believe? I'm going to ask you a question again. Do you really believe that Chapo is going to be in prison until he finishes his period?
Yes, I
Do
believe.
you really believe that?
Yes, we believe. Even though this guy has some arguments, uh, his lawyers are issuing some legal um, are are suing
Hmm.
because they don't want the Chapo to be extradited to the United States. But here in Mexico, it's going to be secure. The jail is very secure now. We have guards around the jail day and night, 24 hours.
Hmm.
So this time the shop is going to be kept secure.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck on that. Um, Simon, Champagne.
Yeah.
Champagne, what is your opinion of El Chapo as a human being?
I think he's what we would consider to be a very interesting character. He's grown up in a very impoverished area where there aren't a lot of choices. You're either going to be victimized or you're going to be the bully. And he's found a way to climb to the top of a very large enterprise and, you know, hasn't fallen victim as yet. And he's proven himself to be very resourceful.
So do you believe that he's an honest person?
Well, I mean, honest in what? I mean, everybody hides some secrets or tells some white lies. I mean, what's
Yeah,
the point?
yes, but there's a difference between white lies and being in the values that he has. Do you think he's a honest person, a person that he needs to be in society like anyone, like you and I?
Well, you know, ask yourself this question: do you really think he has a need to lie, other than maybe telling a different story in court? But what purpose does he have to lie? He has a lot of power. He has a lot of money. And he can pretty well persuade people to see things his way. He doesn't necessarily need to lie.
The picture that you're painting about El Chapo is like the poor guy who is like being successful in life, and because he was forced to be this kind of person. Do you really believe that it's just the information you want to portray because he's your friend?
I met El Chapo, Mr. Guzman, when he was around 15. I was in Mexico. I was doing a piece for Rolling Stone, and I came across him. And, you know, yes, he came from a poor background, but he showed himself to be very, very smart. He had a business acumen. So, you know, when you throw out a question such as, do you see he's a victim? Is he forced? I mean, nobody forced him into doing anything. I mean, he's clearly thought things through and has chosen the best path in life that he feels is best for him and his family.
Are you still close friends?
Well, I admire what he's been able to do.
Admire?
He has worked very, very hard. It's not easy being the head of a large organization and keeping things in order. And that's a very difficult thing to do, whether it's legal or not.
So do you support his achievements?
Well, I don't support his achievements.
But you put him in a pedestal. You say like, you know, he's a great guy, intelligent. He's the head of this humongous organization.
Those are your words. You're the one putting him on a pedestal. I'm just simply asking.
I'm just quoting you what you just said. That's what I'm asking you. I want you to tell you. Do you admire this guy for the wrong reasons?
You know, I'll be honest with you. It's like watching a movie where you kind of root for the bad guy. I mean, I'm not rooting for the bad guy here, but I admire certain aspects and certain traits. And I've talked to El Chapo about this in the past. If only he could change and maybe devote some of his time to causes and other things. Like many of the causes that I've worked on and have supported, he could take his activities and change the direction. He could do a lot of good in Mexico.
It's like the Robin Hood, huh? From Mexico, the Mexican Robin Hood. Okay, so before we finish, we have the last word from Francisco. El Chapo, please, sorry. Sorry, Franco, El Chapo, your last words. America is watching you. Tell us what your values are. Tell us in just 1 minute or so, tell us who you are.
I'm a good guy, as my friend here described me. I'm a man that came from a very poor family, and I was able to succeed in life, as many Americans try to. I'm sure that most of you have seen Breaking Bad, and you like Mr. White. I'm kind of this guy, but much more succeeded, and I don't have cancer, so I can enjoy my life much longer. And I won't be kept in the jail. It's not fair for me.
How would you like to be remembered by history?
I think I'll be remembered. You will remember me as a succeeded guy who were able to make a lot of money, and also a strong person who won't be uh, let the others tell him what to do. I will make my own destiny and my own. I'm the one behind the wheel of my life, not your government or Mexican government or whoever else might be.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chapo. Now the last words was from Mr. Francisco from the Mexican prison director. Don't you think, Mr. Francisco, don't you think it would be better for Chapo to be transported to the United States, where we have better facilities and he really have less connections? Do you think it's better to just let the Americans government to take care of this issue?
Well,
Having, I mean, if we keep in mind that you guys failed twice, big time, keeping him in prison.
yes, the United States has been considering that transferring to the U.S., but here in Mexico we have improved our prisons. So I don't think that El Chapo could be translated to the United States.
Why is that? Why? What is the reason you are oh, about to finish?
Eh,
Okay, so we need to finish in 1 minute, I guess. I think it's okay. Go ahead, sir, Mr.
Well, actually, let me jump in now because I put
Okay.
it there about a minute ago. Believe it or not, we've hit the end of the class. I always stop classes at 55 minutes after because I need 5 minutes to get ready, get something to drink, use the facilities, that sort of thing. But I'm back here in 5 minutes with another class. And it's describe what you see. And what we're going to do in this class, I'm going to show you images related to prison and crime, and we're going to have a discussion. I'm going to show you an image. I'm going to ask you to tell me what comes to mind when you see this image. So it'll help us, again, with conversation, like this is a heavy conversation class, but dealing with vocabulary related to law, order, and crime, prisons, that sort of thing. So guys, I hope you can join me back here in 5 minutes for my next class. And then, of course, tomorrow I'm back with the debate on this subject. And the debate is, no prison in the world can hold El Chapo. That's our debate topic.
So dramatic.
Well, it has to be. And you could argue both sides, and that's a good debate topic, one where you can argue both sides.
Right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. It was fun.
Thank you, teacher.
Sure.
Yeah, it was very funny. Thank you.
Okay. Fine. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.